Okay, so this video was originally supposed to be one of my Patreon exclusive retrospectives, where I talk about one or more of my old videos and rank them on a tier list. And for this retrospective, I wanted to cover my year-and-a-half old video on Hitfilm, which is the video editing program I use for main channel videos. But given recent developments surrounding Hitfilm, I've decided to do things a little differently. You see, I finished the initial script for it on the 15th of December with plans to record a voiceover the next day, only to wake up the next day to an automated email from Hitfilm, the guys who develop and maintain Hitfilm, stating in a roundabout way that Hitfilm is officially dead. Literally a month from now, their website will shut down, and you won't be able to buy or download or supposedly activate Hitfilm ever again. It's over. Now obviously that changes a lot about what I have to say about Hitfilm and my original video on it, but it also has potentially vast implications on the future of JHXE64, given the fact that my editing style is well entrenched in Hitfilm's effects, many of which I'm about to lose access to. So I decided to turn this into a half retrospective, half update video that's open to everyone as a public post on Patreon. In fact, I might just straight up upload this as an actual JHXE64 upload because it directly concerns JHXE64. In which case, hi YouTube, yeah, I have a Patreon, here's my pitch, now give me your money. With that out the way, let's talk about Hitfilm. I highly recommend you watch my original video on this program if you haven't already, as I still stand by pretty much everything I said in it. Hitfilm at its core is a simplified version of both Premiere Pro and After Effects mixed together into one program. And it's a powerful little editor, albeit a semi-glitchy and laggy one that has unfortunately become borderline abandonware in recent years ever since FX Home was acquired by Artlist, resulting in a 2022 overhaul of the program that was so poorly received that it all but ruined the reputation of what was once a formidable competitor to Adobe and DaVinci. The free version, once regarded as one of the best free video editors, has been nerfed considerably. Numerous bugs were introduced, previously purchased add-ons were straight up taken away, and a subscription model was introduced to hide the perpetual licenses that used to be front and center. Licenses I didn't even know still existed when my dumbass subscribed to Hitfilm Pro, because they hid it behind the tiniest of links right underneath this stupid upsell of a subscription chart. And as a result of the fallout from everyone unsubscribing and ditching the program, much of the old team working on it has left, the updates stopped coming, the forums were shut down, the blog was abandoned, and the unofficial subreddit devolved into members just telling each other to switch to DaVinci Resolve, which is what I've been doing for a while now, but we'll get to that. It's to the point where there's unfortunately no reason to use or buy licenses to Hitfilm anymore, especially now with this final nail. From what I can gather from this honestly confusingly written email and members of the Hitfilm subreddit who've contacted FX Home support, all Pro Plan users like me will be downgraded to a Creator Plan after subscription periods are up, free of charge forever, which isn't nearly as bad as losing full access or being downgraded to the now very nerfed free version, but it's still baffling. I'm going to lose access to several effects I actually use, like chromatic aberration and duotone and block displacement, stroke, film grain, film damage, halftone color, pixel sort, scan lines, anamorphic lens flares, light rays, light leaks, inner glow, outer glow, particle simulators, lens distort, and even 3D model imports, all because they have to get rid of these stupid third-party shit that I don't even use. Like, why not just push a tiny update that removes the third-party add-ons directly and makes the rest of the program open source? It makes no sense. Needless to say, I really hope this isn't the case because I still think Hitfilm is a great editor that works perfectly for my workflow, but with all the mismanagement over the past 2 years, I have no faith. Hitfilm went from this wonderful alternative to Adobe to just another Adobe but somehow worse, all thanks to Artlist. And that's why, beyond a specific project I've been working on for a while that is already set up in Hitfilm to the point where I'd essentially have to redo the whole thing if I switch, I've decided to rip the band-aid and fully switch to DaVinci Resolve going forward. I'll always cherish what I've been able to create with Hitfilm, and I'll definitely have to leave some of my editing style behind, but with everything said, I think it's time to jump ship and just move on. The good news is that, as I promised in my video on DaVinci Resolve, I've been using it for months now, specifically for Patreon content, including this retrospective, update, eulogy, whatever you want to call this. So I am able to fully switch to it without too much hassle, but it's still going to be a noticeable transition phase for a while, especially with me looking to make longer form content going forward. So if you notice the editing of my videos being more on the minimal side going forward, now you know why. Hopefully when or if I finally build my new computer next year, it will be able to handle DaVinci Resolve much better to the point where I'll be able to take full advantage of it, but for the time being, yeah, my videos aren't going to be the prettiest. As for how I feel about my original Hitfilm video, because, this is supposed to be a retrospective after all, I think it has aged exceptionally well. Even before the recent announcement, it has become increasingly clear that Hitfilm was a dying video editor, and the announcement has only cemented its fate. And that's why, unlike several of my other videos, this one has aged like a fine wine, and it also happens to be well made at that. So, I have no qualms putting it in S tier. It's one of my favorites. And I guess I'll put the Marble Blast video in B tier. I almost forgot about that one. Certainly one of my most passionate videos, even if it's not the best produced. Fun fact, I actually made an entirely different video on Marble Blast Gold a year prior on my old channel, so I like to see this second shot at the topic as a benchmark that sort of proves how far I've come as a content creator. And yeah, that covers just about every single video I've made up to the Ludwig video, which I obviously have a lot to say about, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for supporting me, and happy holidays.